All right, welcome back. Now, it's time for us to go into our communities and focus on what's going on there. Now, there's a story, which is a kind of like a feel-good story, because positive things are happening. In Borteyman, the residents are narrating on how the construction is going and the way they feel about it. It's improving their lives, and they are upbeat about that. Caleb Kuda, who is the host of About Town, went about town. And, let's take a look at this. We'll come back and we'll get into some conversations.
We are out from the bush. I mean, the campsite where the sports complex is ongoing at Borteyman. Okay, and then we saw very interesting scenes when we flew the drone. You see the former horse race course over there. It's a very beautiful scene, and we understand that part is part of the University Farms. What we call University Farms is Livestock and Poultry Research Center, LIPRIC. It's just not too far away from us now. We are back in town, okay? So connecting from East Legon through Adjingano, Ashalibotre School Junction is this road. This is what you'll be using, taking you to that sports complex. And it goes all the way to the motorway, by the way. Together, it's been dualized, so it's about a 12-kilometer stretch. Now, if you look at what is going on, that side has been dug. They are filling it with boulders, and then this, and then that, and then that, before it's asphalted. This looks like a very, very interesting kind of work. Very, very amusing to see the work that is ongoing and also the speed at which it is going. So let me get here. Let me speak to some of the people who have lived here. Let's find out from them what they have witnessed with respect to this road and how it is changing their lives. Hello, how are you doing?
Hi.
You're very happy. What's going on?
Oh, we're just talking about something.
That's made you happy?
Yes.
Fine, my name is Caleb. What's yours?
Mirabelle.
Mirabelle, how long have you lived in this neighborhood?
For a few years now.
Let me confess, I've lived somewhere here, very close to the University Farms,
Okay.
and this road was terrible.
Yes, it was.
Like when it rains, it's bad.
It's really bad.
But
It gets
but
really
for those who don't know this place, can you give us an idea where this place is?
bad. This is I would say East Legon Hills. That's what I normally.
This
call
is
it.
Manjo. East Legon Hills there,
This,
Santo
yeah, I normally say this is.
I beg, this
Legon
is
Hills.
Manjo. It's not East Legon, Bia. It's not Legon Hills, Bia. But
this
that's
is-
Trasaco, right?
Yes, this
Okay.
is Trasaco.
And those walls, they used to fall anytime it rains.
It does.
That's correct.
It falls often, not often always.
Well,
but
that's,
yes.
yeah.
The road was really bad because there was a lot of potholes
Yeah.
just right here
Yeah.
in front of the hospital, where the red car is right at taxi.
Okay, there's a
and
hospital.
then
Oh,
if-
the Medimosis.
Yes,
Okay.
and then just right after there were like about 4 potholes.
Yeah.
Really,
Especially after the Zoom Lion headquarters.
yes, the potholes actually start from there and here.
So how did that affect you those times?
It's when it rains, it's really terrible to walk here because you'd have to be jumping to avoid you messing up what you're wearing, your shoes, your clothes. If you're wearing white, it's really not okay to walk on. Like it's messy. It's messy.
That was during the rainy season.
Yes.
And then when it was dry,
And when it's dry, especially when it's closer to Christmas, the dust is crazy. It's mad. Like it's all over the place.
do you drive?
I don't drive.
You ride?
I walk.
Oh, you walk. Good.
Yes.
So I mean, prior again to what you're seeing now, how was your commute like when the motorbike is riding on the
it's really
on the
rough.
pothole?
It's really rough, really rough. It's personally
How'd that
like
affect
it's
you,
not,
like-
it's not. I wouldn't even advise a pregnant woman to be on a bike when commuting on this road.
So you've been on bikes on the road while it was bad.
Often.
How was the experience like?
It's crazy. It's crazy.
No, you use some terms to describe it. I
can't
just
use
wanted
it.
to tell me.
It's crazy.
She told me she gave the Okada rider free massage.
Yes.
Well,
but
how
it's,
did you give the Okada rider free massage?
It's
I mean, things dangle, right?
it's a natural something.
I know. You can't help it. So what's happening now? What's changing? And most importantly, how is it, what's the impact it's having on the quality of your life?
Personally, I don't know I can't speak for everybody else,
Yeah.
but for me, walking here, I've always wanted to see change. I always wanted to see change because I see a lot of cars pass by, big cars, trucks, smaller cars, cars that can actually move properly. Because I've personally seen cars stop in the middle of the road inside the potholes, and people would have to push it. But now coming home, it's much better. Like for me, it's even quicker.
Right.
The journey
Even in
is
the state
shorter.
in which it is.
Yes, the
Because
journey
I
is
realize
shorter.
it's been dualized.
Yes.
And the contractors are doing so well. They fix one side and then they move
go
to the other. How
side.
fast is it working?
It's really steady. It's a steady pace, and they're working really good because they work until late at night before they stop. So probably by 8, that's when they stop. And it's been going on for the past 2 months because they started all the way from the top.
School junction itself.
Yes. And I think they're taking it all the way to Ashaiman.
I'm told it's going to link to the
Ashaiman
motorway.
motorway, yeah, that's where it's going to end.
So it means that your commute will be shorter.
Yes.
They call it return on something.
And then I think the buses would actually
The
come.
church.
Yes.
Because then they used to park only at the Zoom Lion. So you walk all the way there and then
So
they take you to
people
School
actually
Junction.
stay down like University Farm. Then
Yeah.
they go on University Farm. They actually have to walk.
All the way.
If they have a load with them, they would have to carry it all the way to Zoom Lion to get a car.
terrible.
And it's really terrible, really stressful.
Because as I told you, all the way here,
Yes.
the road is also very bad. And when it rains, that place.
Can't
And so I
pass it.
saw some
It's not advisable to
nursing
pass.
mothers with children.
It's not
and
advisable.
it's terrible,
Sometimes
right?
you see the kids in their school uniforms going to school. It's just really terrible.
But I'm seeing a lot of trucks in terms of safety, and people are riding bicycles and trucks. Bikes. In terms of safety, do you have any concerns?
I do. I actually do have concerns because somebody could be walking and not everybody have good hearing. So
Yeah.
like
So
maybe
you think that tricycle riders should observe the signs these guys are
they
giving?
do. They all. In
Motorists
fact,
should-
every motorist should observe every sign. Every person trying to control traffic.
Have you used this road before?
I patronize almost every day.
Almost every day. Where do you
Yes.
live?
I'm working. I'm doing some projects on the
You do
stretch.
some projects on the stretch.
Yes, I live around North Legon there.
So this development has been ongoing.
Yes,
And I'm
please.
tracking it to find out from people like you who use it
Yeah.
how it is improving the quality of your life and what your observation of the quality of work that is being done is like. What can you tell me about this?
To start with, I want to first of all applaud the contractor, the main contractor, because we can all see the detail and the attention to quality is given to this particular project, and it's worth noting. I've forgotten. I think it's Oxwell, right?
Also,
You're right.
Investments
Yeah.
Limited, Humphrey Williams.
Yes.
That's the name behind it.
Great. So the way they are constructing the road is really interesting.
Let's come this way. So, you say, our viewers can see in the background.
Background. Okay. So I've used this road for quite some time. It is the main road to the Tema motorway. It also hits the Tema motorway.
Right.
So immediately this road is completed, we are going to get the traffic on the main Shiashi stretch.
Right.
Yes,
Okay,
that
that's
stretch.
Shiashi thing.
Stretch.
Hey, Monday morning.
Yes.
Traffic.
Hitting.
Shiashi.
Yes, hitting the
Emmanuel
Tema motorway.
Clinic.
Yes. So this road, when completed, will help decongest it because all those who patronize the East Legon stretch to hit
To
the
use
Shiashi
Chakwashie all the way to Tema.
to Tema, yes, all of them will begin to maybe use this road.
Obviously, some very happy residents of that area, and it's been a long time coming. So, looks like their patience is finally being rewarded. But
Yeah.
Hi, Caleb.
Hello, Kopi. Good morning.
Morning. Looks like you had a good time interacting with residents of the area, or people who at least were using the road.
Yes, I
when
did.
you went to check it out.
Yes,
So
I did.
Tell us about your trip to Borteyman.
You know, the funny thing is, I've lived in that neighborhood before. I moved out because the road was really bad. At that time, rent was like 150 cedis.
Wow.
It was a 3-bedroom house, so I shared with my friends.
Wow.
So it was really cool. But
road.
commuting from your house to the Zoom Lion headquarters,
Yeah.
the road is bad and the place flat. Okay, the road is extremely bad. Then from there, you join a Trusky that takes you to School Junction.
Okay.
And the road has been there now.
Yeah.
Again, that side was really bad in the past.
Yeah.
So by the time you sit in the trotro, you spend about 45 minutes, it gets full, then it's moving, potholes, bad road, dust. Before you get to Adjingano, it comes through American House.
Yeah.
You get to Emmanuel Eye Clinic, traffic. By the time you get to Circle,
commute.
by the time you get to work, you are angry and you don't really know why you are angry. You are very stressed. You are,
Yeah.
But the road has been done now. And so, I mean, the school junction, the Nakom side, all that has been done. I'm hoping the landlords will still keep the rents at very moderate levels so that it helps young boys and girls who are coming out of school. Now, if you're coming from School Junction all the way to the Zoom Lion headquarters and even connecting all the way to Borteyman, all the way to the motorway, then you can do one straight commute.
Yeah.
And so that's what we are seeing here. Now, this is in connection with the All African Stadium. No, it's a sports complex that is being constructed.
Okay.
So you're going to have tennis, you're going to have swimming, all those facilities are underway.
Okay.
So we visited the site. We actually spoke to some people who are cooking there, who sell kenkey and things. So essentially, these developmental projects are creating jobs, even if they are seasonal, for the people who cook, provide basic catering services. There was an Okada guy we met who went to do some delivery from Nima to Borteyman. And he was like, this road has been so bad, we like what we are seeing. And so from Borteyman, then you come to the main road.
Okay.
Even before it's done, you can see the relief in the eyes of the people we spoke to and how they speak of how the work is shaping out quite beautifully. Many times, we've done stories where a contractor, you remember was this address of his constituency?
Yeah,
the constructor was fixing the road. He heaped the laterite all over the place and blocked everyone for days. Nobody was going, no one was coming.
Yeah.
But in this case, he digs a thing, fills it with boulders and then with laterite before, and then they've done the drains. The drains are covered on both sides.
Okay.
So by the time he's done with this side, then he moves to this side, so he doesn't block everyone. The exciting thing about this project is that I didn't see a single Chinese man, single English man, single French, single Italian. Everything Ghanaians. Because it's a Ghanaian contractor who is doing this. And people are speaking of the quality. Because when I was editing this with the editor in the newsroom, he was like, the way people are praising this, it looks like Oyibo. I said, no, not at all. Oyibo has no hand in this.
And doesn't have to be.
And people are praising the work ethic. I think that we have the capacity when we give Ghanaians the chance. It's been a refreshing story to tell because, as I stated from the get-go, I have lived there. And if things were like this, maybe I wouldn't have moved.
I wonder what the difference is. I mean, we do stories like this a lot, and then you hear of roads that have been abandoned, contractor left the job. Money could be a factor, but what's the difference between the contractor doing this and the ability to continue and do such a great job
and finish,
and then others?
If you speak to him, he tells you that unlike many other contractors who see, okay, there's this road, the Pepesu XYZ is 50 million, then they'll go and take the contract, they'll take another contract, a whole lot, and they can't supervise and ensure completion. He takes one at a time, finishes it, and then moves on to the other. Because sometimes you take a whole lot of contracts, by the time you are halfway, you are chasing your money for another project to finish. And then the people also sometimes steal. You know, they can take money for $100 of cement and they do just about 20. So if you take one, you keep your eyes on it, and then you're able to finish it. He tells me that he's the first to get to work, the last to leave.
Wow.
Yeah,
this is a great work ethic, and it's sensible.
It's exactly.
I mean, you don't bite off more than you can chew.
Thank you. Exactly.
That's a very simple thing, isn't it?
I think that sometimes we are too greedy for our own good. You know, so when a contractor takes multiple projects that he can't possibly supervise properly, you know, then it's really a case of, oh, I can make money from this one. Meanwhile, you're now doing a terrible job everywhere. You know?
I mean, because we've seen roads that they are done 2 months later, it's all gone back. And if anyone doubts the quality of work we are seeing, now we've seen the School Junction or Tano Junction Road is done by the same Ghanaian contractor. Nana Chrome, School Junction, same contractor. The East Legon expansion, when you use the boundary road, right? From the police station all the way to the
Yes.
roundabout. There's an extension that
yeah.
goes through
Yes.
Ajinga.
Yeah.
It's the same guy who did
You
this.
can see
Oh,
the
wow.
quality.
And then guess what?
Yeah.
He'll be the first Ghanaian contractor to construct a flyover. This is happening at Ajingano. So if you're using the Ajingano road, that flyover, he's the guy also doing
No,
this.
I'm impressed.
some really good job.
I don't know who he is, but I'm really impressed
Very, very
because
impressive.
because was he the one who did the Ajinga to School Junction road?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you know, because that one I actually saw the construction happening and went on that road maybe 3-4 times during the period it was being constructed, and I was really impressed with what I was seeing, and it's not different from what I'm seeing here.
Exactly.
You know, we're talking about the Ecomog Road and how terrible that
This
road
is Hatcho, right?
Can they give him
Yeah,
the
Hajo.
Ekomog Road,
I've
please?
also lived around that
So
area.
you know the road, yeah.
Fine.
Charlie, I think they should give him
Yeah, no, because
to come and sort that road out.
clearly he
because,
understands
Yeah.
the importance.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because he explains that there is always water.
Yes.
There's water in
It's
some
like we're
parts.
sitting
Yes.
on
So
water.
if there is water and you are constructing a road, the water will always, no matter how high it is,
Yeah.
it will always seep in and destroy the
Always.
road.
Yeah.
So what you do is that you fetch the sand, which is clay, right? You pipe the water out,
Yeah.
you fill it with boulders,
Yeah.
and then with laterite before you do
Yeah.
all the other kinds
Yeah.
of things that
Yeah.
you do.
So if you
just
have
do
groundwater,
bitumen
if you
straight
have
away,
groundwater that's trying to percolate,
Yeah.
it will do so through the rocks.
Yeah.
It's easy. Oh no, just say,
feeling.
just
Yeah,
say.
you see, no, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Look, but and I have fun filming. I mean, flying the
We
drone
can
because
see.
Charlie, it was the nice.
No, it's a
scene.
beautiful project
It
to
was
be
a
able
nice
to.
scene.
And I mean, for someone, you can tell that this is a cost-intensive
Yeah.
piece
It
of
is.
work. I
It
mean, this is
and
not.
most of these things you have to pre-finance. You know,
You see,
Yeah,
Imagine
so-
what he has to mobilize to get this
Yeah.
done. You know,
it,
so
it feels good.
I don't know if we can change the model of our construction and what is usually the best practice globally. Because the whole mobilization thing, I don't know if everybody does that everywhere. You know, for example, if you're doing construction in, let's say, Rwanda, will the contractor have to mobilize, pre-finance
Well,
and all that?
I don't know what happens
Yeah,
elsewhere.
I'm just curious,
I don't know
to
what
find
happens
out
elsewhere,
because
but I guess if you're also a contractor, you need to
Yeah.
have some financial muscle, and you need to grow
Yeah.
and do projects that are according
Your
to
size,
financial
your
strength.
yeah.
Then you grow in that
Yeah,
regard.
yeah.
Okay,
and
so-
the other thing too is obviously abroad the cost of finance is lower.
Yeah.
So
credit.
the interest
The
rate,
cost of
yes,
credit,
the cost
right?
of credit.
That's
So
correct.
they won't face these huge
That's right.
interest rates that we
And by which
face
time
here.
government may not pay you
But
on
exactly,
time, and so
yeah.
the
You
value
know.
of your cash.
So
would
they will have access
would have,
to financial support
But
that is
Kwaku
very
and Kokish,
affordable.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something interesting. Even though the residents around there are very happy about the development of the road,
Yeah.
there are some taxi drivers around the Zoomline headquarters who are not enthused at all.
Why?
Not
Because-
about the road.
What about?
In fact, they say the contractor is doing a good job.
Yeah.
Right.
And now they say that the road is not being financed by the government. It is financed by FIFA. And their worry is that the cost of fuel is too much. It's affecting everything, including their domestic. So this is a teaser for this evening's episode of About 7:30 p.m.
Okay.
We just spoke to a few of them, put together a few just as a teaser for your viewers. It was an interesting thing they told me that, I mean, they're happy with the road, but even then, they feel disappointed in the government. So though you're seeing development, the people are still upset. Not at the contractor, but at the government.
I see. Interesting. Let's take a look at that teaser that Caleb is speaking of.
I'm under a very lively tent that accommodates taxi drivers here, just by the Zoom Lion headquarters, right? Yeah. How is this place called? This is Zoom Lion. This is the headquarters of Zoom Lion. So where is this? Where is this? This is around Majo. So from Asaliboche, School Junction, Majo, then you are going there. The road is cool, right?
Yeah.
Tell me about things. How is the
Oh, in fact, Ekufado are disappointed here, pa.
Oh, Nyamboche.
Oba Obejina platforms to say drivers Oba ye to abama na so Oba Obema ye ni agye pa asikafo na hia fo yin na ebe ba ko.
Nyamoninye.
In fact, Obwa
Me say am kwan am ye dualize
Ekwan no enye Kufado no oye. Your friend FIFA and oye kwan no.
So FIFA na kwan no.
FIFA no oye kwan no.
We sure say FIFA na.
FIFA no oye kwan no.
The tia eja person we kasa no. Ya etia nyina yebu efun wa pa nyenzi. Ahun se mi o le ta ahun se mi se.
Me na mu buefu ana se.
Yebu efu Akufado. Di mi pese me kasa. Am kasa me kasa bia. Etokwa me bite mi pese me kasa kra.
Na mu chenye ntoka.
Ahun se mi se black. Mi pese me kasa kra. Say mi fa drop me. Mi fa drop from Akko Medina. They say mi gi 30 cedi. For 1 gallon 58 cedi. That to 60 cedi.
Chese we de buefu ama on pese be ka hwe.
Ndi mi ko kasa me ya no.
O nyabuche. Nyabuche. Embom ti sen. Pese ye din komo.
Emunye.
Ye ntia den na ma emu ye din.
Me nkasa.
Chairman kasa ma.
One station chairman ana.
I'm the chairman, station chairman.
Ana den na edam akoma so pa ehiam a. Eya disredi a edam akoma so mo pese empenifo timi ye mama.
Ye bibia ehia petro yisu.
Say kwan enya. We spend more on fuel. But say kwan ye be ma fuel no you spend less.
O ye kura fuel no ku fa so kra be san. Ye fa moto we so kra fuel no san.
No, that's a punchline, man.
Ye fa moto we so kra be san. 1 month in say me ko 40 million.
40 million for what?
6,400.
Can you know that?
Anya me there, where can pay? Me and see you no.
Matches no.
Yeah.
Ni boy saying. What the man saying?
330 million.
36,000. Ah. And I say a week or yes a month.
A week. A month no. Me 14 million.
1,004. It's so bet maybe in 2 years. So far, why? How many months? How many years?
Me a month year po year.
And I won't who sweet.
Ntoka ofi nkwara ku school.
Petrol. Esa efie de odura na wasumaju.
Petrol.
Petrol na kwase ntoko ofi.
Petrol na kwase ntoko na.
Petrol de efie ho be.
Okojum kra po hu ano.
Very interesting. Caleb, when can people watch this?
So this is at 7:30 p.m.
Okay.
today.
Okay. You seem to have had a lot of fun doing this.
You know, they set the agenda. They took the thing away from me and decided to tell me what bothers them most.
Yeah.
I mean, let's talk about the road. No, Sifu, Akufo, that disappointing. And they're talking about the field. They're talking about how it affects them. You will see another guy. He's a sprayer, so he's mobile. He carries this thing on his shoulder.
Back,
He's from Danfa. And then he was walking, because if you're in Chocho, it means that you miss your client. So he was walking all the way around this place, and it was quite a distance. He's in a single room with his wife and 4 children. I asked him, so how?
How?
He said, he said, So there's a lot of Jews in that. No, but Charlie, people are struggling. It's not easy. He can't, you know.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's the development. But people are happy to see developments like the construction of the road, the sports complex, because then if you're cooking beans, you get customers.
Yeah.
Right.
Even doing pure water, you're sure that.
And these are long-term projects too. So for me, I think that the impact is greater because you're looking at 3 to 5 years kind of thing. So for quite a sizable chunk of time, people will be making making a good income.
So it means that 100 interchanges as good as Ghana card, maybe.
Yeah.
It looks like it.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's bringing lots of employment.
Lots
of joy
Don't
to
you
people.
see?
I see.
Don't you agree?
Wow.
I agree completely.
I don't know how that just went.
So everywhere I go, you say, oh, you are hungry. People say, oh, eat small part of your Ghana card, you'll be fine. Like
about town.
Yeah.
So we'll see a lot more.
I'm particularly excited about what we're doing with this community focus segment, just showing Ghanaians what's going on in the country. As you travel around, talk to us about how you feel of the importance of the work you are doing.
No, it's exciting. You get to know the pulse of the people. Sometimes people are very happy and they don't hide it. one thing that amazes me is how I'm working with the microphone and the camera. We're just walking, and anyone we meet, we just start talking.
Yeah.
Some of them are accommodating. They talk to you. Some of them are hustling, and they're happy about what they do. They just want the system to be such that it supports what they do, so that when you work hard, you get your days due.
Yeah.
People are working dignity. I've spoken to a sex worker. I've spoken to all kinds of people, right? And I get the sense that people want work to do.
Yeah.
And even when there is none, people are trying to do something out of nothing.
Yeah.
Yes.
And mostly they want the system to be soft enough so that when you strike, it works. You know? That's the kind of feeling I get. Sometimes we've been to some places, Tema, Newtown. Anytime I think about that place, my heart breaks because they are filling the lagoon there, the Chemu Lagoon, with refuse, and then they are building on it. There's this guy who's living in some wooden structure, and he has 2 wives, and you get to see the everyday Ghanaian. That's what excites me, that there's a program on TV dedicated to the everyday Ghanaian who's not in suit and tie, who has not written speeches to tell you, to convince you. They're just telling you as it is.
The reality of real life. Yeah.
So it's nice. It gives you knowledge about people and places in a way that you really couldn't have if you were a researcher, if you were just in the office reading on. So I think that's why a lot of people love the show, and people really enjoy it, as I do with my production
Tonight?
team.
7:30?
7:30 p.m.
Okay,
Yes.
fantastic.
You get to see
More on that.
Yeah.
All right.
Fantastic.
All right, welcome back. If you have missed any of the show, you've missed a lot actually. All right, so we have a YouTube page. It's called Citi Tube. All right, that's the place you can go and watch everything that we're talking about here, nicely packaged for you. All right, so don't miss the opportunity to get involved in some of the segments that we have. But the show is interactive, and we'd like to hear from you. Now, you may not live in Anakrom or Borteyman, but you may, where you live, there are things that are happening there, and you want to share them with us. It will give you opportunity for someone like Caleb, who is on the set with us this morning, to come and visit your area. So send us messages. Let's know where you are and what's going on there. All right, so 05505-85832 is the WhatsApp line that we're using. Send us short clips, short videos. We can also have conversations about your area right here. But Caleb, going back to the story you did, what are some of the other highlights, that you experienced, during your visit with
So this was an unhighlighted highlight.
Okay.
It's
Interesting.
like postscript. Because my cameraman has been Albert Asante, but he does fantastic on the lenses anyway. It's been impressive on me not to share this one because, so while we were filming, talking to the taxi drivers, I realized there was this guy who kept hustling him on the side. So when we finished filming, I asked him, guy, no, what's up with him? And he said, apparently, he's also a taxi driver at the taxi rank.
Okay.
Now, while his colleagues were complaining about fuel and all of that, rent, chopped money and everything, he was worried.
Why?
He didn't want us to film his car, his taxi.
Okay.
Guess why?
Why?
He has told his car owner that the car has broken down. It is at the mechanic. Meanwhile, he was doing sales at the taxi rank. So
Wow.
if we don't know,
Yeah.
and we put the thing on TV, his master will kill him. He will be in trouble. And I had a good laugh, but it spoke to the dishonesty of some Ghanaian workers. I mean, you take your fabric to a tailor, it takes forever. You call them, they say, oh, metu kwai, or something. You take your car to the mechanic. Something is not broken, they come back with it like now it's broken or it's even missing. All right, and now your car is functioning. You're using it to do sales, but you go on to tell your master or your car owner that the car has broken down. He's probably going to find money to come fix it. Meanwhile, you are making sales and chopping it on the side. I don't see why, if you have any financial issues, you cannot tell your boss and then find a way to maybe it's how they also relate. But honestly, it's anyhow you look at it, it's not right. Because people are thinking of, okay, there are no jobs. A lot of youth are complaining. People are on the streets demonstrating. Let me use this my investment instead of putting it in a T-bill or something. Let me buy a car, give it to this young man who just graduated and home looking for a job. You should do ride-hailing something or taxi. Pay me, and then he can have the car after 2 years, work and pay, or just do regular sales. And then you break the car down. You don't take care of it.
Right.
On top of that, you are lying to him that the car is at the mechanic when the car
I think, and Kokui, I don't know what your thoughts are on this, but I think there are a lot of character trait issues that are the reason why the country is the way it is. Yeah? The reason why the country...
Please, what key is that?
Oh.
It's F sharp. F sharp. F sharp.
No, but you have a point. You know, and so when we tend to blame politicians because they're the easy target,
All
right?
the time.
But they come from the general populace. It's not that they came from Mars.
Yes, exactly.
Politicians, we are
Yeah.
politicians.
Yeah.
We are religious leaders.
Yes.
You know, we are educationists. We are, you know, professors or whoever. Every person in this society who occupies a leadership position was one day a youth walking around here and learned whatever values, you know, or traits they have from the same society.
Correct.
And I think you're right. A lot of it is innate, and people just grow with it, think it's normal, and move forward in life that way.
The system must check that.
Yeah.
You know, because human behavior everywhere, it's like that. So you need to have a system. For example, over the weekend I was in Quetta with some of my friends, right?
Okay.
And there's this guy abroad who is investing in a project in the village. His mother graduated from that school, so he's building an IT stuff for the people in the village. But we had to go to that project site to go and fly the drone and send him pictures because the guy who is the project manager, I said, you understand?
Yeah, I understand.
He's doing some chemistry and you understand?
Why?
IT for children.
My goodness.
Do you see why?
So it's widespread.
So I think that we feel that people owe us something.
I don't
and
get
that.
that.
And that if they won't give us more than we're getting, then we'll steal
have to
it.
take it,
We'll take it by dishonest means, you know. And it's very unfortunate.
When you accept a job, you accept on certain terms.
Yes.
And then you go in with the mindset of, I'm going to get extra by stealing. How do we do this?
As much as we need to always also speak to people being fairly paid.
Yes.
I mean, because there's a lot of also people taking advantage of people. So they won't give you their due, your due. And then you also are like, okay, then I'm coming to look for other means to top up. You don't employ someone hoping that they will find other means to survive, and you hope that your machines will be okay. I mean, that's not just. I didn't say, guys, go and break your boss's this thing, but I'm saying that we must also strive to, you know, but the underlying principle is key. You have to be honest. Whatever you are given to do, you have to do it and do it well. Then if you are not satisfied or you outgrow it, then you can move on. Then you are even recommended to other people. But you don't say that the car is at the mechanic when you are using it to do sales. What if you go and pick your boss's side chick and he goes to complain? It's not like your boss should have a side chick anyway. But I'm just saying, because definitely you won't pick your boss's madam, you know. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, you know. So but now, boss, I'm sure you are watching us on TV. If your car is at the Zoom Lion headquarters and your guy told you it's at the mechanic, you know what to do. You know what to do. You know what to do, because one month without sales. Why? It's not sales, so sales. That's how they say it on the street.
Listen, let's take a trip back to the Ashanti region. We were there yesterday. Talking about what happened at Suame magazine. And I know you know, obviously, what happened. The majority leader and Minister for Parliamentary Affairs, Oseche Mensah Bonsu, went there to inspect road work.
One lady said, "Oh, John, no."
Charlie, it didn't go too well. He was very calm though. Through the whole attack.
That's his persona.
What would you have done?
No, but that's his persona.
Exactly.
People are
throwing.
And you don't want to provoke them further.
You know,
right?
he didn't like even run or cower. He just graciously just walked through. The police also did very well, tried to remain calm, but it brought up so many issues about people's you know,
there's a lot of pent-up
simmering
anger
and brewing anger and discontent and all of that, and of course road work and political promises and failures and things of that nature. Yeah. So let's talk about Suame for a bit.
You know, the funny thing is, we were in Suame like 2 years ago or a year ago for About Us.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We filmed about 5 episodes in Suame
There's
magazine.
so much to see. Huh?
Yeah. And they say Suame magazine. They don't say magazine, they say magazine. We met a guy called Tajuddin.
Okay.
He was on a motorbike. We were walking when he called me. He said he was at the University of Ghana Business School.
Okay. Okay.
He graduated from the business school.
Okay.
But he loves money. He loves business. Wow. So you see him on the motorbike, you think he's some riffraff. No. He has a degree. Wow. So the people in Suame, some of them, they have degrees. Others too, they have business acumen and they are into good business, right? Now, if you speak to them, some of them are selling parts of tractors, you know, because of mining also in the region, both legal and illegal, right? They sell a lot of spare parts of caterpillars, and one small thing like this is costing a whole lot.
Very expensive.
So they make good money. On top of that, it also means they pay a lot of taxes.
Yeah.
Right. So when I went there after walking through that yard for a very long time, and the place is really huge. We couldn't even cover like 1/3. But I mean, it's the people we spoke to, they are varied, different, they do different things. And they have this confidence. I spoke to one guy, I said, Onaya said, cry, a bit me, Onaya. Like, you see the Kumasi vibe? They gave me that vibe, and I was so impressed.
It's an amazing experience.
So, I mean, I returned, and I was wondering why we cannot, you know, make this place a modern place where
a proper industrial hub.
A proper industrial hub.
Because that's really where we should be going with this.
Because the things they do, when you look at their safety, for example, some of them deal with fire, some of them are molding and mending. They even mold cars over there, I remember, right? And there's this blacksmith somewhere in the corner.
It's a whole value chain of different experts that are doing different things.
And to think that then if they have an advocate, because the MPs don't do roads, I agree, right? But if they have an advocate as experienced as Oseiche Mensah Bonsu, 26 years in Parliament, leader of government business, speaks very nice English, whimsical and capricious. Let's just speak. So if you're an advocate, then the question is, what is the result of your advocacy after 26 years? Because we've seen younger MPs, some first-time MPs, who have put together asphalting machines in their constituencies, pull the human resources there. You know, that's what they tell us, that they put the human resources, put some capital to ensure that some critical roads are done. And if you're in Suame, and this is Suame magazine or Mazine,
you haven't seen
honestly, when I went there, I was not impressed that with all the hard work that people put in, with all the revenue they are likely making,
didn't have a better
the taxes they are paying, when you look at their roads, it's not good.
It's
and all the time when you speak to, when you follow friends who are in Kumasi or live in Kumasi, when you watch their Facebook posts, anytime they talk about Suame, so I'm not surprised what happened.
The reaction
because
there.
the people don't speak fondly of Suame in terms of the development they get. And to look, and when you think about the political capital they give to the government, you get the sense that, I mean, everyone deserves to have roads, but I'm thinking also roads are done based on some priorities.
It should be based on exactly.
Yeah, and so it ticks all the boxes for me. I don't live there. I don't come from there. I visited the place, and I'm saying that they deserve all the good roads anyone else can have, like the people of Borteyman.
Our Middle Belt Bureau Chief is on the line with us, Edward Opon-Mafo. Edward, good morning. Good morning, Edward. Hello?
Hello. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning. David, I'm great. I hope you're well.
We're good here. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. What can you tell us in the aftermath of what happened, you know, with the people's expression of disdain and angst against the Minister for Government Business, Oseiche Mensah Bonsu? what has happened so far, what's going on in Suame this morning.
Yeah, so, David, here around Suame and that surrounding areas, following what happened on Monday and the other assurances that the contractors are given that portion of the road, they are going to make sure they finish it as early as possible. And the fact that the government officials are also assuring that work on the Suame project will begin very soon. Well, some people are excited about it, but others remain skeptical because they're saying there have been a number of similar assurances that have been given them. So they actually want to see actual work on the ground.
Yeah. All right. But since when he was going there, when Honorable Chairman was going there, he was going there to tell the people that the works are going to be resumed. The work is going to be resuming ASAP. Have you seen anything that's happening on the ground?
Yes, well, the actual projects have been here a number of times, and as I speak to you, construction workers are here. They are going on with it. They're trying to ensure that. When I spoke to one of the construction workers, he told me that they are making sure they finish within a very short period, so that the kind of burden that the people within this area say they have going through will actually be released to an extent. So for the workers here, they are trying to work very well. There's an instructions that have been given to them that they have to finish it as early as possible. So they are here working, going on with the usual activities. And the officials are also assuring that all other things have been done. The main issue has to do with acute shortage of bitumen, which the Minister of Parliamentary Affairs tells us that they have to travel all the way to Cote d'Ivoire to get that, and now those ones have arrived. So they're expecting a work to go on smoothly. So this is how it looks like. It's actually a highway that connects that's if you're from the Suame roundabout area and you're looking at the Macro, Afranto, and all those areas. It's a highway that links to other countries as well, other neighboring countries. And so they have started with one part of the highway. So once they are done, then they will move to the other part as well. And so that's basically how it is.
All right, Edward, thank you very much. We'll definitely touch base with you soon. And so thank you very much.
All right, yeah. So, and again, we heard yesterday that the government laid a commercial agreement in Parliament for the construction of the Suame interchange and ancillary work. So the agreement has been referred to the Finance Committee of Parliament for consideration. They have to report back to the House after it was laid by the Deputy Minister for Finance, Abena Osei Asare. Now, this was just 24 hours, after the residents of Suame almost attacked the majority leader and member of parliament for the area of Citi Mensa Bunsu. You can read more on citinewsroom.com about that story.
I wonder, it's not a coincidence, is it?
This development. Well, the ranking on the Transport Committee in Parliament was his name, Roxanne Nelson Dafiamakwa. He is alleging that the development in Suame was staged so that what we are saying in Parliament could be fast-tracked. That's what he's alleging. You know, he is a politician. We are shocked because we feel that, I mean, people have genuine concerns about how bad their roads are. We have seen people demonstrate over roads and nothing has changed. But very often also when people demonstrate over roads, they get done. When you consistently talk about your roads, make noise about them, they get done. This is Nana Chrome Road we are talking about. It's been years. When I was in school, I listened to the City Breakfast Show. Bernard would be talking about the Nana Chrome Road, Nana Chrome Road. Finally, it gets done. So a lot of the times, it takes a lot of advocacy, sometimes agitations by the
agitation
people
and pressure.
protesting, blocking roads, and then creating the awareness and drawing attention to how important the road is and maybe how impatient the people are to have their road. So the negotiations will be ongoing and all of that. So if Roxy Nelson Dafia Mekbo is saying that the whole attempt mobbing of the member of parliament is staged, then he should wait for other stages to, or maybe residents in some other parts to should do something.
Even if he thinks it was staged, is he trying to say that they do not deserve? For the
I mean, so that the argument is that then it should be done so quickly without enough proof. But I'm saying,
well,
I've been to Suame.
So people are asking,
everything shows that having better roads in Suame is long overdue. So the word to Terminator is we have to catch up.
We got to catch up
with the Suame interchange and the other. I mean, because it's very important. Okay. It's very, very important.
All right. So our colleague Edward Opomafo put together a report for us. Let's take a look at this.
When the attack on him by angry residents and artisans in Suame on Monday, the Member of Parliament for the area, Osei Mensabosu, stated that after completing work on the Suame roundabout through to macro stretch, work will soon commence on the Suame interchange project.
In the very near future, government is going to begin the construction of the interchange at Suame. It is also going to cause some dust. And if it's difficult for them to tolerate this, it will also be very difficult for them to tolerate the other one, the major construction. So you need to come and speak to them to be on the lookout for this, so that when the time comes for the construction of the interchange to begin, people will not develop apprehension for the dust that may come up, because it's a necessary part of road construction.
Following what they describe as many unfulfilled promises, the residents want government to show true commitment in ensuring that the project is indeed constructed as early as possible.
It is long overdue. The interchange, it is long overdue. Even in the 2021 budget, they captured it in that they are going to give Ashanti region 3 interchanges. I think when you were coming, you yourself, you saw, see what is happening now. A vehicle will stay in the line for about one hour. And you suspect to get production going. It is not good. It is not fair. Kumasi people, we are not getting our fair share.
Currently, we are happy, but interchange, you know how many it's going to take. The cost, the immense, have they planned of anything else? Even this road, we had to demonstrate. We have to cause trials here and there before it gets being fixed. If they say they are going to fix the interchange for us, we are currently okay with it. We are not against it. But the issue is, it should be done at the point in time when we needed it. If they are going to construct the interchange, it should be done on time without causing much problem than this has already caused to us. Because Tufula interchange has been semi-constructed for several years and left abandoned. We don't want the same situation over here. Because this is a high economic road, more than that road. We don't want the same situation over here. So they should construct the interchange as they have said it, on time, and deliver it to us.
I heard that they are going to construct the interchange. That one, I'm not even sure that it is even going to be possible. No, you know, if you are going to do this interchange, I know it will definitely cost. And recently, we have signed the IMF. So where are they going to even get that money from? And again, to have heard that even the students at the school too, their feeding grants is even finished. So where are they going to get that money from?
The artisans and business owners say their immediate concern is for work to be completed on a Suame macro stretch, since it is affecting them negatively. They complain that the dust affects spare parts, and that has adversely affected their businesses. Some have even resorted to covering their items as well. They have thus called on authorities to urgently complete construction works on the road.
If you can turn your camera around and you look on our road, Suame magazine from Suame roundabout to macro, I know the government has said a lot of these agitations that is going on, because even at the MPP recent conference, I know the regional minister was talking about it, all the agitations. Please help fix our roads. Because now look at my friend over here. He's a friend, a brother, and a customer. We can't even open the tarpaulin so we can sell. So how do we make money? How do we pay our staff? These are all some of the concerns that people in Suame magazine are telling the government. If you know you can fix it, don't even come and scratch it off. Because now look, they scratched the first layer off. And so now we have the ground and dust that is killing us. Look at this. You see, this is my phone. Look at all the dust. You can clean it maybe 3 times before the end of the day. People are getting sick. People are getting worried. We can't even sell. So I'm using this opportunity to appeal to the government to come fix our road for us.
So they should just do this road for us. You know, this road is a busy road. And they're going to Niger, Mali, Burkina. This road is a very busy road. And this road was done by Jerry John Rawlings. I can't remember. So let's say they said it's almost 30 years. And all of a sudden we were just here and we just saw bulldozers, caterpillars coming to destroy the road. So we even thought they are coming to do it soon. And all of a sudden they stopped and they just left the road like that. And we are even dying of dust. You can just look at look at this engine. Have you seen? It's always dust. And even what we are selling, always dust. So if someone is coming to buy your goods and you just give it to him or her, no, we are you see. So we can't even sell properly over here when we can. So we just want the MP and the government to come and just construct the road for us.
We've been told that this road will be constructed within a maximum of 10 days. We are currently comfortable with it and we are feasible with it, that we are waiting that the road should be constructed in 10 days for us. We are okay because the kind of dust we are inhaling into our system is going to cause a lot of problems for us in a few days to come by.
Speaking to Citi News, they also called on government to address other concerns such as getting the Suame magazine area a clinic, a fire station, and other essential services. They believe commencing work on the Buankra Inland Port project was to relieve them of their burden, since they will not have to travel to Tema to clear their goods.
The whole Suame magazine, we don't have a clinic. And some are even working with the metals and other stuff. So imagine if a metal kills someone, unless you rush that patient to Kofo emergency. Meanwhile, there should be a clinic over here, a very huge clinic. And the funny thing is, you know, those who are here, always they are at the ports. Some will be offloading their containers, their cars, and they pay a huge amount to the government. So why are you neglecting Suame magazine as a whole?
We expect much more. We expect to see this group of industries to have at least a fire tender, a clinic or a hospital, at least a first aid attendance to us. In addition to it, we expect the government to put more assurances on us that it's going to help us put our business on toes. The Buankra Inland Port is going to help us convey our goods here smoothly, without stress. We are urging on and pushing the government to put much effort in putting up the Buankra Inland Port as much as possible and as soon as possible to help lubricate our business and our economic activities down here.
Meanwhile, a youth group within the Suame municipality has jumped to the defense of the Member of Parliament for the area and has condemned the attack on him.
Suame, so do our summer, and that chairman was an arrogant. First, no Germany and Antico. Your minister assembly, more be our minister assembly. If you know, will be a better set when you're for such a mess supposed to. The we hear Papa, no, or your department, we hear. Wow, boy. And for you know, more show and will be on the idea such a mess supposed to and wrap of 20.
All right, so that's a report put together by our Middle Belt Bureau Chief, Edward Opomafo. And we also have another report for you by Duke Mensah Opoku from Parliament. Let's take a look.
On Monday, the MP for Suame, Oseche Mensah, escaped a near attack from constituents over the nature of roads, but on Tuesday, as if by design, government laid the much-anticipated agreement for 140 million euros for the construction of the Suame interchange.
Buyer's credit agreement between the government of the Republic of Ghana, represented by the Ministry for Finance and Dutch Bank SAE, as arranger, structuring bank mandated lead arranger and agent for an amount of 135,396,2 €518.38, supported by a CESCE insurance premium to finance the design and construction of Phase 1 of the Suame interchange and ancillary works project at Kumasi, Republic of Ghana.
Honourable members, the agreement is duly presented. It is referred to the Finance Committee for consideration and report.
All right, again, that was a report by our colleague Duke Mensa Opoku, our parliamentary correspondent. And that pretty much wraps up this community-focused segment for the morning. And thank you, Caleb Kuda, for joining us for the discussion. And just remind people again about when to tune in to watch About Town.
Yes, so on Mondays, 7:30 p.m., Wednesdays as well, 7:30, same 7:30 p.m. It used to be 7, it's now 7:30. So if you tune in at 7 and you're not seeing About Town, just take your time.
Just
7:30, you'll be fine. You see everything.
Fantastic. And we'll see you on About Town.
Sure.
Always a pleasure, Caleb.
Great.
All right, stay tuned. The show is nowhere near over. We've still got more music for you. We'll be talking tech as well with Stephen Nase Boidi and a lot more. Stay tuned.